Chapter 7, Structural Organization in Animals. In the preceding chapters, you came across a large variety of organisms, both unicellular and multicellular, of the animal kingdom. In unicellular organism, all functions like digestion, respiration, and reproduction are performed by a single cell. In the complex body of multicellular animal, the same basic function are carried out by the different group of cells in a well-organized manner. The body of a simple organism like Hydra is made of different type of cell, and the number of cells in each type can be in thousands. The human body is composed of billions of cells to perform various functions. How do these cells in the body work together? As you have already learned in your earlier classes, in multicellular animals, a group of similar cells along with intercellular substances perform a specific function. Such an organization is called tissue. You may be surprised to know that all complex animals consist of only four basic types of tissues. These tissues are organized in a specific proportion and pattern to form an organ like stomach, lung, heart, and kidney. When two or more organs perform a common function by their physical and or chemical interaction, they together form organ system, digestive system, respiratory system, etc. Cells, tissues, organs, and organ system split up the work in a way that exhibits division of labor and contribute to the survival of the body as a whole. 7.1 Organ and organ system. The basic tissues, as you have learnt in earlier classes, organized to form organs, which in turn associate to form organ system in the multicellular organism. Such an organism is essential for more efficient and better coordinated activities of millions of cells constituting an organism. Each organ in our body is made of one or more type of tissues. For example, our heart consists of all four type of tissues: epithelial, connective, muscular, and neural. We also notice after some careful study that the complexity in organ and organ system display certain discernible trend. This discernible trend is called evolutionary trend. You will study the details in class 12th. In this chapter, you are being introduced to morphology and anatomy of frog. Morphology refers to the study, form, or externally visible features. In the case of plants or microbes, the term morphology precisely means only this. In case of animals, this refers to the external appearance of the organs or parts of the body. The word anatomy conventionally it is used to study of morphology of internal organs in the animals. You will learn the morphology and anatomy of the frog representing vertebrates. Frogs can live in both land and in fresh water and belong to the class Amphibia of phylum Chordata. The most common species of the frog found in India is Rana tigrina. They do not have constant body temperature. Their body temperature varies with the temperature of the environment. Such animals are called cold-blooded or poikilothermals. You might have also noticed change in the color of the frogs while they are in grasses and on dry land. They have the ability to change the color to hide them from their enemies. Camouflage. This protective coloration is called mimicry. You may also know that frogs are not seen during peak summers and winters. During this period, they take shelter in deep burrows to protect them from extreme heat and cold. This is known as summer sleep estivation and winter sleep hibernation, respectively. Morphology. Have you ever touched the skin of frog? The skin is smooth and slippery due to the presence of mucus. The skin is always maintained in a moist condition. The color of the dorsal side of the body is generally olive green with dark irregular spots. On the ventral side, the skin is uniformly pale yellow. The frog never drinks water but absorbs it through the skin. Body of a frog is divisible into head and trunk. A neck and tail are absent. Above the mouth, a pair of nostrils is present. Eyes are bulged and covered by a nictitating membrane that protects them while in water. On either side of eye is a membranous tympanum. Ear receives sound signals. The forelimbs and hindlimbs help in swimming, walking, leaping, and burrowing. The hindlimbs end in five digits and they are larger and muscular than forelimbs that end in four digits. Feet have webbed digits that help in swimming. Frogs exhibit sexual dimorphism. Male frogs can be distinguished by the presence of sound producing vocal sacs and also a copulatory pad on the first digit of the forelimb, which are absent in female frogs. Anatomy. The body cavity of the frog accommodates different organ systems such as digestive, circulatory, respiratory, nervous, excretory, reproductive system with well developed structures and function. The digestive system consists of alimentary canal and digestive gland. The alimentary canal is short because frogs are carnivorous and hence the length of the intestine is reduced. The mouth opens into the buccal cavity that leads to the esophagus through the pharynx. Esophagus is a short tube that opens into the stomach, which in turn continues as the intestine, rectum, and finally open outside the cloaca. Liver secretes bile that is stored in the gallbladder. Pancreas. A digestive gland produces pancreatic juice containing digestive enzyme. Food is captured by the bilobed tongue. Digestion of food takes place in the by the action of the HCl and gastric juices secreted from the walls of the stomach. Partially digested food called chyme is passed from stomach to the first part of the small intestine, the duodenum. The duodenum receives bile from gallbladder and pancreatic juices from the pancreas through a common bile duct. Bile emulsifies fat and pancreatic juices digest carbohydrates and proteins. Final digestion takes place in the intestine. Digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like folds in the inner wall of the intestine called villi and microvilli. The undigested solid waste moves into the rectum and passes out through the cloaca. Frogs respire on land and in the water by two different methods. In water, skin acts as aquatic respiratory organ. Cutaneous respiration. Dissolved oxygen in the water is exchanged through the skin by diffusion. On land, the buccal cavity, skin and lungs act as the respiratory organ. The respiration by lungs is called pulmonary respiration. The lungs are a pair of elongated pink colored sac like structure present in the upper part of the trunk region, thorax. Air enters through the nostril into the buccal cavity and then to lungs. During aestivation and hibernation, gaseous exchange take place through skin. The vascular system of the frog is well developed. Closed type frogs have a lymphatic system. Also, the blood vascular system involves heart, blood vessels, and blood. The lymphatic system consists of lymph channels, and lymph nodes. Heart is a muscular structure situated in the upper part of the body cavity. It has three chambers, two arteria, and one ventricle, and is covered by a membrane called pericardium. A triangular structure called the sinus venosus joins the right atrium. It receives blood through the major veins called vena cava. The ventricle opens into a sac-like conus arteriosus on the ventral side of the heart. The blood from the heart is carried to all the parts of the body by the arteries, arterial system. The veins collect blood from the different part of the body to the heart and from the venous system. A special venous connection between the liver and intestine as well as the kidney and lower parts of the body are present in frogs. The former is called the hepatic portal system and the latter is called the renal portal system. The blood is composed of plasma and cells. The blood cells are RBC, red blood cells, or erythrocytes, WBC, white blood cells, or leukocytes, and platelets. RBCs are nucleated and contain red colored pigment, namely hemoglobin. The lymph is different from blood. It lacks few proteins and RBCs. The blood carries nutrients, gases, and water to the respective site during the circulation. The circulation of the blood is achieved by pumping action of the muscular heart. The elimination of nitrogenous wastage is carried out by a well developed excretory system. The excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, ureter, cloaca, and urinary bladder. These are compact, dark red, and bean like structures situated a little posteriorly in the body cavity on the both sides of the vertebral column. Each kidney is composed of several structural and functional units called uriniferous tubules or nephrons. The two ureters emerge from the kidney in the male frog. The ureters act as the urogenital duct which open into the cloaca. In female, the ureters and oviduct open separately in the cloaca. The thin-walled urinary bladder is present ventral to the rectum, also opens in the cloaca. The frog excretes urea and is called ureotelic animal. Excretory wastes are carried by the blood into the kidney where it is separated and excreted. The system for control and coordination is highly evolved in the frog. It includes both neural system and endocrine glands. The chemical coordination of various organs of the body is achieved by hormones which are secreted by the endocrine glands. The prominent endocrine glands found in frog are pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pineal body, pancreatic islets, adrenals, and gonads. The nervous system is organized into a central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, a peripheral nervous system, cranial and spinal nerve, and an autonomic nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. There are 10 pairs of cranial nerves arising from the brain. Brain is enclosed in a bony structure called brain box cranium. The brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain includes olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemisphere, and unpaired diencephalon. The midbrain is characterized by a pair of optic lobe. Hindbrain consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata passes out through the foramen magnum and continues into spinal cord which is enclosed in the vertebral column. Frog has different type of sense organs, namely organs of touch, sensory papilla, taste buds, smell, nasal epithelium, vision, eyes, and hearing, tympanum with internal ears. Out of these, eyes and internal ears are well organized structures, and the rest are cellular aggregations around the nerve ending. Eyes in frog are a pair of spherical structures situated in the orbit in skull. These are simple eyes possessing only one unit. External ear is absent in frogs and only tympanum can be seen externally. The ear is an organ of hearing as well as balancing equilibrium. Frogs have well organized male and female reproductive system. Male reproductive organs consist of a pair of yellowish ovoid testes in figure 7.3 which are found adhered to the upper part of kidneys by a double fold of peritoneum called mesochorium. Vasa, vasa efferentia are 10 to 12 in number that arise from testes. They enter the kidneys on the either side and open into Bidder's canal. Finally, it communicates with the urogenital duct that comes out of the kidneys and open into the cloaca. The cloaca is a small median chamber that is used to pass fecal matter, urine, and sperms to the exterior. The female reproductive organs include a pair of ovaries. The ovaries are situated near kidneys and there is no functional connection with kidneys. A pair of oviduct arising from the ovaries opens into the cloaca separately. A mature female can lay 2500 to 3000 ova at a time. Fertilization is external and takes place in water. Development involves a larval stage called tadpole. Tadpole undergoes metamorphosis to form the adult. Frogs are beneficial for mankind because they eat insects and protect the crop. Frogs maintain ecological balance because they serve as an important link of food chain and food web in the ecosystem. In some countries, the muscular legs of the frog are used as food by man. Thank you.